Good evening, everyone. We want to welcome you all to another episode of the Black Market Podcast presented by Hack the Markets. And I am your host today, AC, also known as the Market Oracle. And as we always do, we do want to start off with our earnings. Earnings calendar for this week. We can see what we have.
What up?
Hey, what's going on?
Thought I wasn't gonna make it.
Hey, I didn't know we was on now. So let's see. We just about to hit these earnings reports real quick and see what we got going on. So look like today. Well, I'm sorry, not today. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong day. Let me look at this day. All right, here we go. Today, here we go. So we have Zoom video. So of course everybody knows about Zoom. Everybody probably used Zoom ever since COVID hit. Everybody knows about Zoom. They had a earning call today. Did not check the stock, but I'm pretty sure it is got some type of movement going on with it. Um, Now, as far as companies, I know a lot of companies weren't using Zoom. Some people were, but I know a lot of people was using Teams. Like, so I don't think Zoom really picked up how we would expect it to be. Let me see what else we got. And actually, I'm sorry, that was Monday. I said it was today. That was actually Monday. I gave you guys the wrong date. Today, Tuesday, we got Lowe's. We got Intuit. So Intuit does a lot of the
Well,
taxes.
let me ask you this real quick. You
What's that?
think Lowe's gonna do better than Home Depot did?
They announced today, and they announced it before the market. I did not look, so I don't know.
Mhm. I hadn't looked yet either. I just wonder, because I know some people they like it's like Ford and Chevy.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
people go to Home
exactly,
Depot, some people go to Lowe's, and they right next door to each other. So
exactly. So I'm not 100% sure. They did not have a big expected move on it, so I'm not 100% sure on that one. Um, just said into it. We got AutoZone. AutoZone, of course, is a big one. Always cost so much. Don't know why, but hey, they never want to
yep,
split. So
we talked about it. I mean
yeah,
that you need some bread if you want to do that. You
oh
might as
yeah,
well invest in the dang S&P or
yeah. You
something.
might as well just buy
Like
the indexes.
hey, you got Nasdaq money,
Yeah, exactly. You might
Dow
as well just
Jones
buy the
money.
index. So what else we got? We got Dick's Sporting Goods and BJ's Wholesale. Now that's a
Mm,
interesting pair to
yeah,
have on the same day.
I ain't gonna touch that one. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. The camera gonna show that I got it 10 seconds late, but I got it. We got Dixon Beach. Okay, okay. Let's get off the earnings.
so so then we also got William Sonoma on today too. So let's see, Wednesday. What we got Wednesday? Okay, we got big chips. Nvidia. Nvidia is tomorrow.
What?
Nvidia
You
is
serious?
tomorrow.
Oh my God. I was just looking at Micron.
Mm,
I'm hoping that I hate to wish bad upon anybody, but hey, this is money, this is business.
hey,
I'm waiting because that EV sector or what I mean the chip markets, they're trying to figure out they've been imbalanced. The only people who've really been going up is Nvidia. AMD has caught like a little rift recently. Micron just dipped because China basically said, hey, we not allowing y'all to do business here in China anymore.
yeah.
So they're low right now. So I'm looking because I need to add some chips up to my portfolio.
Oh yeah.
So it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm thinking that we may I haven't looked at the stock at all, but we may just get a pullback and that'll give us that buy opportunity that we need.
Oh yeah, because I'm thinking because there's gonna be a lot of like sentiment trading or whatever past
Yep.
trading. So if Nvidia goes down, you should be watching AMD, Micron. The one that I didn't mention, the elephant in the room, TSM.
Yep.
I'll be
Exactly.
looking at all those. This could create a really good. like you said, a good buying opportunity if you want to
And
get
you know,
into one of
TSM
those.
man just has like a lot of geopolitical risk going on with it too.
Right, right.
So it's it's the largest, so for sure it's gonna drive the market. But man, like that whole little like section of the market is just kind of volatile.
Yeah,
Like I feel
it
like
is.
it's just
It's
I don't
waiting
know how I
on a
want to play that
catalyst,
one.
and it could be earnings. It
Yeah,
could be something like we got last year with that whole infrastructure bill or whatever, where
yep,
they spent billions or whatever. And really, that's what's going on because I think they saw the writing on the wall and what's going on with China or whatever, and they said, "Hey, instead of building those facilities there where it can mess with our economy, how about we build this stuff on US soil so that we're not being manipulated like
yep,
that from a political standpoint, which is what's going on with Micron right now, and like what you said with TSM.
yeah, for sure. And I know they're choosing Arizona. Everybody was choosing Arizona for their places
Yeah,
to actually build the manufacturing plants for the chips. So interesting choice of location. We
and
got
yeah, it was
Snowflake.
seemed like it was in Texas at first, and then
Yeah,
everybody
yeah, yeah,
started
yeah.
going to
Texas was
Arizona.
yep. Texas, especially Austin. I was getting a lot of tech coming there.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know what Arizona did to draw them, but Intel was going out there too. TSM was going out there. Was a lot of people that was going out that way. Not sure like what kind of incentives they were getting though.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe it's some kind of tax incentives that they got, or
Yeah,
that maybe don't have to pay tax on the property taxes on the land or something. I don't know, but it's got to be something that's
it
drawing
has
them
to
in.
be something. I mean, it has to be something. We got Snowflake coming up tomorrow, so that's a pretty
Ah,
big one. I like snow. I like it. Let's see.
yeah, that one don't look like it's on a little bit of a pullback because it's been running hot. Man, Snowflake went from it launched from 142 to 184 in like a matter of like a week or two.
Yeah,
Like, it just took off. So it looked like it's trying to pull back, but those earnings, man, it's the wild wild west. There's no
exactly.
telling what's going to happen, and then there's no telling how people are going to react to it.
Exactly. Because I mean, good news will get discounted, bad news will get appreciated, and you're sitting here like, what's going on?
You
It
know how they
definitely
used to.
is very, very risky, I'll say, when you're playing with the earnings. That's why I'm not a big fan of playing with earnings unless I see something that's just really setting up and it's like, I'll take this chance. It's very rare that I do that. I mean, it's very, very rare. I'm not ever really like going out here. My strategy is to go and look for earnings so I can make money
Man,
off the earnings.
3 years ago during COVID,
Now, that
man,
right
I
there
was
was an
I was out
excellent
there.
time to have that strategy.
Boy, we were using that. I was making money off it, but I
That was
was
an
losing
excellent
money off
time to
it
do
too.
that too, though. That was an excellent time. Like when you know, like I said, and once you know when you probably have that good opportunity, that's when I do take it. But and that was full of opportunities in 2020.
Yeah,
That's the reason why we were, taking these
man, I'm
trades.
still mad. I keep saying those were the good old days. You seeing 5%, 8%, 10% gains all over the market on a
Yeah,
weekly basis.
yeah.
Like here, like I looked yesterday, it was like the leader was like up, and it was like 4 or 5%. I'm like,
Yeah.
that used to be average. Like now you see something like 10%, like something crazy
Oh, you
has to be
already know
going
like
on.
that thing has done something and you know it's not sustainable and that thing is
Nah,
gonna
yeah,
go
that's
down
that
early.
parabolic move because you know that
Yeah,
that pullback, people are gonna take profits, and because they know that, hey, this too good to be true.
I'm
So
telling
let
you.
me go ahead and snatch my profits and run.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how it goes.
Hmm. Like little
We
bank robbers out here.
exactly. Now we do have a lot of retail coming in on Thursday. We got Costco coming in. We have
Mm,
Dollar Tree coming in. We have Ulta Beauty. We have Ralph Lauren. We have Best Buy. We got Burlington. We got a
Best
lot.
Buy.
Yeah, we got Gap coming in. We got a
Let me
lot
ask you
of
this: have you heard of Etsy?
yep,
What do they
Etsy.
do? Is
Yep.
that retail,
Etsy is like
or is like Amazon or
it's
something?
is online and it is where it's like a marketplace. People sell their stuff on Etsy. So like you'll
Mm,
make something and then you'll sell it on Etsy. Like you might crochet pillows or something like that, and then you sell them on Etsy, or
Okay.
that's how they run Etsy. It's like a lot of crafters or a lot of people that just build things or make things and stuff like that, and they're on Etsy. That's how they sell that stuff.
Okay. We can bookmark that because you will be. I'm gonna bring that back up a little later.
Okay, okay. We got work day, so that's something that's coming in on Thursday. That's a pretty big thing when it comes to corporate. That's about it that I see. We have a Hibbit.
Mm.
That's more retailing the shoes.
Yeah, I can't afford workday. That's $192 a share. Whew.
Yeah. Now on Friday is
Now
very
you,
muted. Friday is very very muted. We got Big Lots, and then we got Canopy Growth Corporation. A lot of people was
mm,
talking about Canopy Growth. Everybody fell in love with Canopy Growth. What was the other? It was a Tilray, and then it was also it was one more Canopy Growth, Tilray, and it was one more that everybody was just falling in love with in about 2020, 2021. They were thinking these things would never go down. They were thinking that uh the legalization of marijuana was coming, and that this was the new frontier, and they were just going to make billions of dollars because they were the first people to invest in these companies, and that did not happen.
I remember that. Hey, they was like them penny stocks. The volume on it was crazy,
It was
and it just go up and
ridiculous.
down because every day they gonna have some kind of press conference where
Yep.
somebody is speculating or whatever on what the new bill is going to be and the laws, and it's going to change any day. And oh, it never
It
came.
was a lot, man. It was a lot. It was action packed, man. I'll tell you that.
But I actually want you to hit rewind on one of these stocks because
Go
I'm
ahead.
looking at it and I'm like, I'm shocked right now.
Go ahead.
Because
What
I
is it?
remember us trading this stock during COVID, and I still remember it was like in the 50 something dollar range, and it got all the way up to 70. Let's see here. It got all the way up to $73.
Mm.
Big lots. I
Yep.
remember remember we
Yep.
were putting those
Yep.
trades in together with big.
Yep.
Can you guess how much big lots closed today?
I think it's
At?
like 20 some dollars or something, isn't it? What is it?
You ain't gonna believe it.
What is it?
$7 and
Oh, it's
69 cents.
$7.
That's why I'm over here looking like, are you serious? Like
Wow.
it has not, it just, I mean, I'm looking at this thing, AC. This you got to go all the way back to March 24th of 2020, right there at the dip. It
Oh
got
yeah.
That's the last time it was at $10 or so. So it's all the way back down, even with that level right now.
That's crazy. Hey, now that right there could be a move.
I
If it
mean,
can
if that
recover
ain't
though,
no
because the
nugget
thing
right
is,
there.
why did it go so low? That's what we got to do some research on, man, because that
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
even sound right.
it's been in a downward channel. Wow.
That's
It's been in a
crazy.
downward channel since May of 2021. But you can say the same thing about a lot of the stocks that hadn't really recovered yet, because they recovered from COVID, peaked all the way in 21, and when they peaked in 21, they just been coming down. You've had some that have rebounded, but this one just never rebounded. Just like
Yeah.
we got a lot of fintech companies, a lot of the EV companies, just a lot of them. But
Yeah.
if
No,
you
you're
want
right
to
about that. And it's just amazing to see, like, like you just said, that the downfall of this, because it's like when you're in a environment like we are now with, inflation high, and you got high interest rates and things like that, you would expect like a discount store to actually go up. And this thing
Right.
isn't
I'm
going
thinking
up.
like, yeah, from a defensive standpoint, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like because you got like your Procter and Gamble, like your
Yep.
these are these are your household items that you need
Exactly.
every day. So to me, this is one of those ones where I think it's just that people are spending. I don't know if I want to say that it's spending less, or is it because money, is it flowing more into Walmart and Dollar Tree or
Hmm.
something? Or I mean, I know about big lots. I go to big lots all the
Yeah, I
time,
mean,
but
like that's what I'm saying. Like Big Lots is not going anywhere. I feel just because it's gonna be around just like a Walmart.
Yeah.
because this is where you're going if you don't have like a large amount of money to go spend on things, around the
Hey, I
house or
mean,
just anything.
even if I do have money, I'm still gonna take my cheap butt to Big
No,
Lots because
exactly.
yeah,
Because I mean, it's cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to spend $80 for something when you can spend 20 for the same thing? Like, that's just ridiculous.
yeah, same quality. That's what
Yeah,
it is. But yeah,
it's
I just
ridiculous.
had to stop on that because I still had my patterns. I still had my trend lines drawn in, and they on my chart when I just looked at it, and they were around that $50 mark that I remember. Because we showed like a pennant
Yeah,
pattern formed on it, and we said it was gonna go higher, and it actually did squeeze higher from that 42 to 73. So that's crazy. Like even back then, we knew what we were doing and talking about. It went up just like the chart said
yeah,
that it would. And that's after I drew it up and everything. Now I'm looking at this $7. I'm like, whoo. And then you talking about earnings. What if that's the catalyst? And we talking
yeah,
about this is the lowest that it's been in 3 years.
yeah. And I mean, there's really not much more news you can have that'll take you lower because you're already low. I mean, you've already hit the bottom almost now. You've given up every gain that you had for the past like 2 or 3 years now. So I don't see you being able to give up that much more unless you just declare that you're going bankrupt.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying.
That's
Like
it.
that one just blew my mind right there. I'm looking at this like, hmm,
Yeah.
I might, I
Hey,
might want
but
to.
I mean, for real, it does make sense. When you see certain things, it's like, why wouldn't I buy this?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at some of this economic news, and it looks like we have PCE and core PCE and all that stuff coming in on Friday. We got
Okay.
GDP, the second reading, that's coming in on Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yeah,
Oh, you know why that's gonna be big.
yeah.
'Cause I can't remember. Was it positive growth or negative for the first quarter? I know
That
it
part I
was.
can't remember. I can't remember. I think it was. I want to say it was positive though.
I think it was positive,
I
but it
want to say it was
wasn't
positive.
a lot. But I wonder, like, really, like, what if they have like two positive quarters in a row? I think people are gonna react positively to that because they're gonna say like, okay, we're good because technically two negative quarters in a row is the definition of the recession
Yep.
or whatever.
Yep.
And then people were skeptical about the last one because it's like, okay, it's positive. It was negative before, it's positive this time. So now they're trying to say, okay, the last one was barely positive. Is this one going to reaffirm? Like if it's more growth than Q1 and it's positive, I think the market is going to take off. But if it's the same or even barely a little bit, we might be headed back for those October lows from last year real fast.
No, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I was looking at one thing. It looks like we now HBO Max is not around anymore. It's just Max now. They took HBO off and they made it just Max. They said that they did not want to degrade the HBO name. So because of that, it's just
Wait,
gonna be
it's the same
Max.
company?
Same company. They're gonna have the same stuff. Same streaming service. It's just called Max instead of HBO Max now.
How would you do? Oh, they
Because they
playing.
wanted to they say they wanted to remove HBO from the name because HBO is HBO. HBO is not television. So that's their explanation. So whatever that means, that's what they said.
All right.
And one more thing to talk about with the streaming services, since we are talking about it, is Netflix has now started cracking down on their password sharing in the US. So it is now rolled out in the US. So if you are sharing passwords with Netflix, you might be getting that crackdown email.
Hey,
I don't know if it's
they
gonna be an
sent
email, they're
they
gonna
sent
call
me
you,
an
they're gonna do
email,
whatever.
and I thought it was like an email or like a text message or something like that. I thought it was prank or something. I ain't respond to it. So now that you said that, I probably need to go check it out.
So yeah, they're rolling that out right now. So fun times for the people who are sharing Netflix accounts. It
Hey,
is
how
time
much is
to
it
figure
right
something
about
out
now?
now.
I know they got like different tiers. One of them I thought they had with ads and stuff in it. It was like seven. Is it as cheap as $7.99 now?
It's
Or
something very cheap like that. I think it's like $6.99, $7.99, or something like that with the ads.
yeah,
Yeah, it's something really cheap. But they're probably gonna hit you with 20 ads every time the ad come on.
right. They
Yeah,
probably gonna pump more ads into it, and
it's gonna be worse
you're
than
gonna get
television.
aggravated with it, and you're like, man, I might as well just pay to get the
Exactly,
premium. Pay for
exactly.
the premium.
It's gonna be
Be
worse than
like movies,
television, man. At
making
least
you
on
get
television,
that large
you can
popcorn.
you can stop a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can say, okay, it's 5 commercials, we're done.
Hmm.
Man, some of these streaming services try to hit you with 10 and 12 commercials at a time.
You
I'm like,
yeah,
wow,
forgot what you was watching.
don't know what I was watching. But we've now gotten to that time where we can share some picks if you got one. I feel like I have one, and it's a company that's Service Now. I like Service Now as a short. So
Okay.
NOW. I like it as a short. It touched that 500 area. It started going up. It smoothed back down, and now it's trying to get back below 500 now. So I like that as a short. You got
All right.
anything you want to share with the people? Or we
I
going
do.
you
It's like
do?
a
Okay,
package.
okay,
It's
okay.
a package deal, real quick. So going up, I was gonna mention Etsy, and I found the one here that we were just talking about. I like big as a bull for that one. But as a whole, when you're speaking on what you got shorted, I would be shorting the spy.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because we use a lot of technical analysis, and
Yep.
it's so funny how and I think you the one who brought this up to me like even a couple of years ago. Think about it. How is it that as soon as something happens, they have a 2 or 3 page report ready to go?
I'm trying to tell you.
And you really, really, really think about that. So you knew this was gonna happen, or you just putting fake news out there.
It's one or the other because Chat GBT wasn't
Right,
around.
right. Chat GPT wasn't around. So and I got thinking about that yesterday. So I've been planning and getting ready for this pullback in the market because I've been tracking the spy on the daily chart or whatever. I like to go. I'd like to look at my standard deviation or whatever. So it just hit its first standard deviation on the 17th. So right then, that's when it started moving sideways. So I already knew that the market was about to get a heavy pullback. That's why I started buying puts like crazy. I started buying puts crazy Thursday and then Friday, and then even earlier this week. So I opened up the market this week. This morning I had I think I had 7 put contracts open. I made like $1,000 like right when the market opened. But it started. The drop actually started yesterday yesterday afternoon. Do you know that I read a news article saying that the market dipped or it looked like it was about to head towards a crash because they said that there was an explosion at the Pentagon.
I
That's
saw that.
that's what they blame the pullback on.
And don't you know that that was a fake AI generated image? They put out fake news and didn't even call the Pentagon to find out if the thing really had an explosion. They
Oh
wrote an
boy.
article based off of an AI photo, and nobody called the Pentagon to find out if it had a real explosion.
But I got stuff. I'm looking at that laughing like I've been gearing up. I knew that it was going to pull back.
Yeah,
But then I see this right here. They say, "Oh, this is why. This is why it pulled back." I'm like, "No, it's not."
exactly. And there's no
But you got
possible way because it didn't blow up.
no. This was coming. People knew that it was coming. Like you just have to be on your toes because sometimes they'll be slick and they'll hold it because they know that they're looking at those indicators. They know everybody's favorite indicators and they're gonna play with it a little bit. And as soon as your famous indicator lines up, he's gonna, somebody's gonna jump the gun or whatever. He's gonna drop it and pull it back up and drop it and pull it back up. He's gonna do that, and then eventually he's gonna make that move. But he's gonna have some fun with it. He's
Oh,
gonna have some
he is for
fun with
sure.
it first.
For sure, they gotta have some fun with you, or else why even be the market maker, man?
Man, but I made a I made some good changes this morning on it, but I'm kicking myself. That was I made that off of like just it going down $2. It went down $4 more after that. I jumped the gun and I'm kicking myself
No, I already
because I
know, man.
could have
I've done that
made a
before too.
lot more. But at the same time, you know what we say, what you say, be
Oh yeah, you
a
gotta be.
sketchy investor.
Yeah, you gotta be, man. Because the thing is, once it start pulling back on you, and you and seen that, oh man, I'm up uh 80%, and then that thing start coming back on you, and now you only up 20%. That's gonna hurt.
That, hey, as a trader, as an investor, that is the worst feeling because you being greedy. Like, let's say you
Exactly.
up $1,000 and then your eyes get wide and then you get
It can
greedy and be like,
keep
oh man,
going. It
I'm
can
finna
keep
go for
going.
2,000. I'm finna go for 3,000. You see that, you see it hit that $3,000, and then all of a sudden it go down, and then you start lying to yourself and say, oh, it's gonna go back up. It's gonna go back up.
Oh yeah,
5 minutes later, you was up 3,000, but now you only cash out $20.
exactly. Or worst off, you go negative.
Yeah, I didn't want to throw that one out there. Hey, you negative 3,000. You gonna got a $6,000 swing because you were trying to be greedy.
Exactly. You done went negative out here, man. Terrible. Even if you lose $5, you had 3,000. Now you negative
And
$5.
then the whole rest of the day, rest of the week, you're gonna be
You
thinking
pissed
about,
off.
oh my
Revenge
God, I
trading.
had $3,000.
All that stuff, man. You mad at the world. Mad at everything.
Then you be like, I ain't gonna do that next time I see that money. Next time I see that money, I'm just gonna go ahead and take it.
I'm trying to tell you. And that's
Then
where we
you're
can
gonna try to taste it again.
you know what I'm saying? And that's why we encourage everybody to head over to hackthemarketstrading.com because you can sign up for that premium account. And if you go get that premium account, we could tell you a lot more stuff that we did that made us lose money at the beginning and why we don't do certain things anymore and why we teach how we teach. Because once you get burned once, you don't want to get burned again. But
It ain't
definitely,
fun.
definitely head over to Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Like the Facebook page. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. And share the videos, like the videos, comment under the videos. Helps us out. Anything else you want to add before we see our good people on next week?
We gonna have some good stuff to tell y'all because when those GDP numbers drop, oh, you're gonna get some volatility in the market. You don't know if it's up or down right now, but there will be some movement. Hey, just make sure you're on the right side of
Just
it.
got to get in where you fit in. Hey, until next time, guys, we'll see you all.